All right. I've gone through your computer's browser history, and you seem to have a type.
The Dark Souls, bitch! Wait.
They put me in the bed, and I'm living on the bed. And I'm about to crash. Get your fucking feet off the fucking dash. Me in the Benz. I'm swerving on that bend. Think we're about to crash. Get your fucking feet off the motherfucking dash. Me in the Benz.
All right. Yeah, so this one's going to be a longer video, so I'm going to try to keep the commentary to the minimum, you know. I don't want this video to end up being like 90 minutes long, you know. But yeah, with that being said, I think like 90% of these wildcards, I don't know who made it through it all. I have not received any spoilers for this at all, which is like a fucking, you know, incredible feat for me, I think, at this point. So yeah, no spoilers for this at all. So I don't know the top 16 that makes it through the wildcard competition. But I will say that I haven't seen like at least 90% of the wildcards at all for this competition. I have admittedly watched a handful of them, but there is a chance that none of them make it through, but I'm sure a couple of them will for this competition. So yeah, with that being said, Kingdom up here at number 16. I don't really know who this guy is. I think I probably heard him once or twice in the past. You know, there's a lot of people in the scene now at this point, and you know, I've heard and listened to thousands and thousands of videos, so I'm sure I've heard this guy at least once at some point. But yeah, I had to say, dude, oh man, first off, the fucking the quality of the audio for your wildcard is absolutely peak, perfect for that kind of like grungy, hard beatbox kind of style that you absolutely nailed. Reminds me a lot of the Osis kind of style, like the new school kind of tech and sound design that Osis has. It was pretty prevalent in the style that Kingdom brought here for his wildcard. I think the biggest standout for me though was the basses, like the texture of the basses, super sick, and also that like at the end there, that liquidy kind of like bass. Oh my god, bro, so good. So that's number 16. I think, you know, for I would say this is probably the most prestigious online beatbox competition, at least when it comes to, like, to the online scene, for sure. I think they pretty much like, yeah, they pretty much put a staple in that area, I'd say, in my opinion. So I feel like the level here for an online competition is going to be pretty high, I'd assume. So yeah, super sick wildcard. It's a really good one to start off with. So yeah, let's move on to the next. Okay. Yeah, the level is going to be pretty high.
jump, 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 jump. Everybody get the jump like what?
Spoiled. I hate reacting these kind of videos sometimes because like I try to talk about each one before it moves on to the next, but the transition is so fucking fast that I just end up getting spoiled for the next one. So I end up talking about the previous one when the next person is already on the screen. But it's okay. It's whatever. MostMate, you know, seen this guy online a lot. I'm 100% sure I've heard that guy before multiple times. He's been pretty relevant in the online scene. I don't really know about the offline scene. Haven't seen much videos of him offline, but I'm sure he probably has some experience there. But I will say, watching him online, you know, he's really impressed me in the past before. I think he had one crazy battle in the past, I think against Alexo Mafo or Mafo. I don't know how to pronounce it, sorry. But which we might actually see him as well in this Wildcard. I don't know if he put out a Wildcard, but I wouldn't be surprised. He had a crazy battle with him. That's like my first introduction to him. And yeah, crazy style, very technical kind of style in general. I really like the flow that he had here though. It reminded me a lot of Wing, like immediately. That first kind of like structural flow that he had reminded me a lot of Wing, especially with like the little bass lines that he had kind of like intertwined in the tech. So yeah, super sick stuff from MostMate. That being number 15 makes me very curious to see who's like in the top 5. Like that's fucking crazy. I expect someone like MostMate for an online competition to be like around that top 5, maybe top 10 area. So him being number 15, absolutely cracked, like insane. But here we have Duxy at 14, which, you know, I'm very familiar with Duxy. I've spoken to this guy a couple times, and yeah, man, Brazil, very underrated, and he's one of the best in Brazil. So let's see what he did.
All up to your king and embrace the chaos. Dedicates to your wisdom, your broken brown for your fate. Something you'll never present. Feel by the pain like I'm a ruthless machine. CHAOS, that's what I'm bringing. Can't hear the screams, but so far to destruction. That's what keeps me alive.
God damn, I'm gonna fuck that up every single time. Yeah, so that was a very aggressive routine from Duxy there, you know, almost like he's already battling, but it's only the wild card. So yeah, you know, for a battle, that's exactly the kind of style for the most part that you want to come in with. You know, I always say that a more aggressive, hard-hitting style is usually more effective in a battle. It really depends on the context of like, you know, the dynamic of the battle itself, right? You know, obviously other styles could work, but usually like the baseline kind of style of like aggression, like hard-hitting, bassy, technical kind of styles usually play out better in battles, and that's definitely what he came in with. A very aggressive right from the get-go. Yeah, but the last half of that is what really brought this Wildcard out for me. I think, you know, I gotta go back to that actually. See if I can find the exact moment here. Right here, I think.
To destruction. That's what gives me a life.
That dude. The deep grungy bass, like the vocalized bass, like streaming the title of the track followed into like that. Like what? Ooh, what is that, bro? That's a super sick sound. But yeah, overall, I thought it was very sick. Maybe like the only thing that I would complain about it is that, actually, you know what? I like it. I think it fits like the aggressive style. I was gonna say like maybe flesh out the sounds and make it like structurally better, but I think like he kind of got what he wanted out of this track. Like I don't think that's what it was meant to be. Like for some it could probably come off as a bit spammy, but I think the aggression is intended. So yeah, fair. I think it's fair. And it's number 14. So yeah, all right. I said Lebe next. So yeah, another guy who I'm pretty familiar with. So let's see what he came in with. Alright, got it that time. Alright, yep, again, Lebe, another one of those guys who I saw online, pretty prominent in online competitions. I'm pretty sure he competed in this one before, maybe back in like 2021, 2022, around that era. So yeah, it's been a couple of years since I last like really listened to this guy. Yeah, I think like for the most part, this was a pretty solid Wildcard. I think like the biggest standout for me was obviously the kind of combinations, really like dipping into that new school kind of you know, tech that I really describe these kind of beatboxers, like these younger beatboxers who were kind of, you know, making a name for themselves in the online scene. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's pretty fair placement for 13th, I think, for sure. I wouldn't see like a Wildcard like that being like super high, just because I feel like outside of like the technical aspect, it didn't really have its own identity. It was just kind of like a technical showcase, and I think it's pretty fair to be placed in 13th for sure. So yeah, but yeah, with that being said, it was pretty well structured. Just didn't really have like, you know, a lot of like sound design going on. It was just mainly purely tech, right? And like very and like a small like underlying bass line, like to kind of complement it. But I think for the most part, very solid. Yeah, 13th is a fair placement, I think. So yeah, nothing really much else to be said about that one. So let's move on. Okay.
Feel the fire in my veins.
Feel the fire in my veins. Feel the fire in my veins. Feel the fire in my veins. Feel the fire in my veins. Feel the fire in my veins. Feel the fire in my veins.
Whew. All right. I think that was Cryx. I think that's what his name was. I'm pretty sure, right? But I don't think I've heard this guy before. At least like the name doesn't sound overly familiar. But yeah, just kind of like Duxy coming in with a very aggressive kind of battle style, which is definitely something that would probably favor you, especially for a competition that's going to be a battle, right? Number 12, yeah, I think like that's pretty crazy. I really like that Wildcard. He had almost like even a similar like kind of sound design as Duxy, although Duxy had like a lot more like prominent bass line like throughout his routine. This guy had similar kind of sounds like that Duxy used in his, which is kind of interesting. Like the kind of like sound design of like all these people who are in the online scene. Maybe because they beatbox together a lot, that they kind of like adapt similar kind of sounds to each other, or they're showing each other kind of similar sounds. But yeah, that's like a super sick Wildcard. That's definitely like the kind of style you want to come in with for sure. Very technically heavy and a lot of like specialized kind of sounds in there for sure to kind of complement it. So yeah, there's nothing really else I can say. I think that's like a pretty standard, pretty effective Wildcard. Yeah, I think we'll just end it there. So super sick from him, and let's move on to the next. Oh. All right. Yeah, this is the online. For some reason, like in the back of my head, I knew that we had people from other countries, but for some reason I thought this was like North America only. But it is the online. So yeah, we're gonna be seeing people like from Japan, which is Uichi. He's one half from Ziger. So yeah, I wonder how many other I wonder if there's any other like people from Japan or across the sea who's in this. This is interesting.
We don't look at too lame. Cut the story. The future we lack. Head over the base. Candy flow. Finish.
Man, I swear I clicked. Spoiled again. All right, Uichi, man, super sick, man. Very calm demeanor, but like literally just spits fire. Like those combinations are absolutely lethal. I think his specialized kind of like squeak whistle, almost super sick. Used it a few times there to ape. He's like his ability to kind of use that kind of sound and in combination sounds so good. I feel like that's a really hard sound to pull off, especially in a combination, right? I think like structurally it was very good as well. That one is probably my favorite so far. And being number 11, I think, I don't know who else is up here aside from WallE. I don't know who else is up here. So yeah, I don't know. Obviously at the end, I don't know until the end where I'd actually put it. I don't know if like 11 is a super fair spot, but that's definitely my favorite right now. So from what we heard so far, it would probably be number 1 for me. So yeah, super sick stuff from him. Yeah, let's just move on to WallE here. Bam. All right, we got WallE up here next. You know, someone else who I'm very familiar with. Actually competed at. Did he compete at last year's GBB? At least in the eliminations, right? I'm not crazy. Pretty sure he did. Yeah, I'm pretty positive he did actually. But yeah. So yeah, both online and offline experience. You know, this guy's been around for a while. One of the lip roll kings, if you will. Maybe even dethrones Napalm, according to some people. Yeah, I think he's actually probably better than Napalm at lip rolls, if I'm being honest. It is what it is, but yeah. With that being said, I always thought like WallE was one of those guys, at least in like the last recent years, I feel like he was very good, but he kind of was in that territory of spamming, you know, like he does what he's really good at, but he didn't really have much substance outside of that. But watching this is probably one of the best I've heard from WallE in recent years. There's also other videos that I saw from him recently that's also very good, that kind of like expands on his skill set in the solo beatbox. So yeah, I think he's just evolving as a beatboxer. You know, it's kind of a thing. Some people, you know, they remain stagnant in like their skill set. They don't really evolve. But WallE's one of those guys who's kind of like attending all of these events, so he's like always improving his craft, right? So that doesn't really, like, in my mind, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't make me think that he's going to remain the same, right? Like, because when you're thriving and striving to kind of like win these competitions, you also improve, right, significantly. So with that being said, in the wildcard itself, I thought it was really sick. Yeah, there's like really like a really thumpy kind of like kick in that first drop was super sick, and the flow of that first drop was incredible. Yeah, I really enjoyed that wildcard for sure. The only like complaint I would have for this one in particular is that the audio was significantly quieter from his wildcard, but it didn't take away the enjoyment or anything. It was just noticeable. I think it could have definitely been better if the audio was actually a little bit louder from the recording side, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it is what it is. Definitely deserving. Yeah, being number 10. But yeah, we'll see at the end. If I thought like some people should have been higher or lower, which probably will happen. But yeah, let's move on. Oh, okay, yeah. So I knew he was in because he's in my Discord channel. He's talking about it actively. I haven't seen his yet, actually. So this is interesting. This is very interesting. Beating people like WallE and Duxy, you know, Uichi, that's a huge accomplishment. So this one should be pretty crazy.
everyone's fate. It's my flow you can't contain. When you can't get out your brain. Cause my beats are sharp like a razor blade.
Okay, almost spoiled. I think I actually know who that is. It looks familiar. Alright. Coolest. Wow. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, bro. Doesn't seem like that long ago where he competed on my competition, you know, as a solo beatboxer. And I have to say, like, over that short amount of time, the improvement is pretty spectacular, I want to say. I think, like, the combinations were a lot cleaner this time and more complex at the same time, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's like the pinnacle, like his style. I said this to him before, but very reminiscent of Osis, and I think he's a fan of him and also inspired by him a little bit. So it makes sense that your kind of sound design and like the way you structure your beats sound very similar to that. Just like, you know, yeah, just like the structure of the sounds is very, very reminiscent of Osis. So yeah, that's super crazy, bro. That's I enjoyed that one a lot. Yeah, number 9, man. That's super impressive, bro. Yeah, fuck, man. That's crazy. Just like beating people like WallE, and yeah, super happy for him. That's got to be like an awesome feeling. You know, there's some fucking killer beatboxers, right? So yeah. Also the style, like very battle oriented again, like we saw from pretty much most of the people here, honestly, which is at least like for me, like modern day beatboxing has kind of been shifting to like a more musically oriented route. There's still a lot of people who have battle oriented styles, but I've been noticing, like especially for online stuff, that a lot of people opt for a more laid back musical kind of style. But very interesting to see this competition be mostly dominated by hard hitting battlers at this point. So almost like getting back to the old school where everyone was pretty much that style, which is like, for me, I think it's a cool thing and a good thing for at least a battle competition, at least. I think it makes it a little bit more entertaining, but you definitely still want like to sprinkle in some of that like musically oriented beatboxers in there, because I think it adds variety for sure. But yeah, I'm happy to see a lot of battle kind of styles. So yeah, super sick stuff from Coolest, number 9. I think this might be either Jolix or Storm here. I think it might be Jolix, so let's see. Oh. Oh, I was way off, bro. I was judging by the hair. All right. This one I heard a lot about. I heard people in my Discord raving about this guy. Saying he was like definitely a shoo-in. One of the best, so I haven't heard him before, so let's see.
I'm gonna break it.
Alright, bro. What? No. This guy would absolutely fucking kill online, bro. Like, I can already tell he has a very, like, powerful sound design. Like, just the way he's able to produce the sounds comes out very strong. I can just tell. Like, literally, I can just tell from the video. Like, it was very powerful in the video, but sometimes, like, I feel like that doesn't translate necessarily to in person. But, dude, I can just feel the power. Like, I know he'd fucking smash in person. Also, man, like, the cleanliness of the sounds, like, every sound that he had was just so pronounced and clean. From everything, like the spit snare, man, the kick, like, everything was just so, like, spot on and clean, like, perfect. That's crazy, man. That always surprises me when I hear someone like that for the first time and they're already at that level. This kind of reminds me, like, this gives me the energy that, like, ZVD did when I first heard ZVD. Like, an absolute killer already, like, from the first introduction. Like, they're almost like a superstar, like, right off the bat. I wonder if this guy's gonna go to the US champs and do, like, an open wildcard, because I feel like he'd probably make it if he comes in with, like, that cleanliness and that kind of structure and like that kind of battle style with his, like, his already, like, super clean, like, human mix, if that makes sense. Yeah, he'd be an absolute fucking killer, I think, like, right from the get-go. So yeah, that's a super sick one. I think that's my favorite so far, for sure. Dethroning Uichi, I think. Yeah, I think that's fair. Also, that being number 8, that would probably be number, like, top 3 or top 5 for me. Although I don't know rather who's ahead here. So yeah, super sick stuff from Derek. Let's move on. Oh, okay. Oh, man. I love it.
I walk over water, I say. Ready?
God, that one went by so fast. All right, man. ABX, bro. I always say he's one of the most ambitious, like, beatboxers in the scene today. Like, his kind of structure is so different than everyone else. Man, just like that first, like, the first percussion that came in, like, the rolling kicks, bro. Like, who does that? Like, no one does that. It's so ambitious because, like, doing kicks in a pattern like that, like, in quick succession, is really hard to do to make sound good. So that's why he's so ambitious, because he does this kind of stuff. And, you know, just, like, works because he sells it. That's who he is as a beatboxer. Like, he doesn't follow, like, the common structural patterns that so many beatboxers have adapted over the years. No, he's so different in his own kind of, like, vein. So yeah, I respect that so much from ABX. Even though, like, sometimes it gets, like, muddied out, like, I still appreciate it a lot because he's so unique and different, and I just want him to keep going down that, because I feel like there's going to be a day where he does something and it's so out there, but it's just everything works to perfection. And, like, I'm waiting for that day. I don't think this wildcard was that, but I thought it was still very unique and different, and it definitely stood out from everyone so far. And it was also very high level, right, as well. So yeah, super sick stuff from ABX, man. Like, absolutely killed it. So let's see Ash.
I know
I know the fear of love, the fear of love, the man. Afternoons and afternoons and why do you leave me? Why do you leave me? Why do you leave me? So why you leave me all alone?
God damn, bro. Wow. All right. I didn't expect that ending. I thought it was over before that. I was gonna say, the voice, very good. What probably, I don't think anyone else really. There's a couple, but definitely out of all the stuff that we saw so far, definitely has the best voice for sure out of all of them. But that combination at the end there, I don't even know what that is. The click. It's like a different variation click never really heard before. It's like an inward drag combination or something. I don't know. But super clean. Sounded super clean. I think like overall, very clean. Structure was great. Had a good mix of like a battle kind of style with musicality, like a musical track with some aggression, I think, which is pretty solid, I think. Yeah. Number 6, I think I'd have a few people above him. I think maybe he'd still fall in like the top 10 by the end of it. I don't know yet. But yeah, it's definitely deserving of a wildcard spot, I'd say. For sure. Yeah, killer stuff from Ash, you know, another one of those guys who I saw probably like a couple of years ago, like a GBB wildcard, significantly better than he was back then, for sure. You know, just natural improvement and striving to improve in the craft, for sure. Maybe a grinder, I don't know him personally, but he gives me that kind of vibe. So yeah, super sick stuff from Ash. That ending combination was absolutely spectacular, absolutely incredible. So all right, let's move on to the next.
Yo, what up? This is Duxy from the United States, and this is my wildcard for the Online World Beatbox Championships 2024.
That's a goated name.
I'm nothing without these thoughts.
I know I'm leaving this city tomorrow. I know I'm leaving this city tomorrow. I'm leaving tomorrow.
Wow. That's crazy, bro. Wow. The pitch control on that is insane, bro. Like the amount of time Just like simply like the amount of time that he did that sound for, like that melody, just like changing the pitch that many times in succession takes a lot of like precision. So I don't know how many takes took him to make that Wildcard, bro. That's fucking insane, bro. Super sick. I didn't expect that. I think I heard this guy once before. I just feel like I heard that name before. I don't know. It stands out. Like the name definitely stands out. But yeah, that's a super sick Wildcard as well, man. This one kind of like ABX. Like structurally different, obviously completely, but just stands out from the rest, I think. Yeah, just like that pitch control, the combinations. Yeah, no one else had a kind of like the sound design of this Wildcard as well. So this one definitely stands out. It's also very high level for sure. Just like the combinations and just like the certain sounds, the difficulty of like the execution of the sounds, like fucking spot on. Yeah, that one's super sick. I really like the sound design of that Wildcard. Again, kind of like musical, but also very technical, and yeah, just great. Awesome Wildcard from Duxy. I think that's number 4, right? So this one's in the top 5. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Right now, I think it would be my top 5. We have 3 more left, though. So it probably will stay in the top 5 for me as well. All right, let's move on to the next. Okay. Oh, he was number 5. Given's number 4.
I'm about to count down to make sure that I shut you down. Get down, I'm about to do crack down. Make sure you don't let your guard down. You wanna get down with the motherfucking drum black. You wanna get down with the motherfucking. Do you wanna get down? Do you wanna get down? You wanna get down? Do you wanna get down? Calm down, all I have to do is calm down to make the enemy goes down and to make them all like a clown. Calm down.
Okay. All right. Wow. All right. So he has the best post snares that I've ever heard. I think he might actually be the person who discovered that sound. I could be wrong. One of the first, at least, that actually used it like prominently. But post snares are like, all right, they're interesting because obviously it's a snare, like a variation of a snare, but it doesn't really like. I feel like it doesn't like sound design wise, like you can't like really replace it with a traditional snare because just how the post snare sounds, it doesn't really fit like overall percussion. It's a hard sound to do for one, and it's difficult to actually implement it and make it like sound good. Because most times, when you see people using it, they either just spam it, like, or they just use it like as like a surprise, like guess what, I can do this sound. You know what I mean? Like, so he took like this, I want to say like quote unquote like spamming the post snare, but I feel like in the context of the routine that he used, it was actually very effective because he used it as the most prominent, as like the hook, I guess you want to say. Like if we're talking like music, like theory of music, he used it as like the hook, right? That was the most prominent and intentionally the most prominent part of the overall routine. So it kind of worked out, right? But the crazy thing is like the combinations he was utilizing it in, like that fucking tire screech with the post snare combination was insane. Then he did the water drop with the post snare, bro. Like there's the post snare, but then if you're able to utilize it in combinations like that, like that's crazy. Like that's insane. Like it just sounded insane. So yeah, very aggressive kind of routine. yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. I think that's definitely top 5 for sure. Just like overall sound design and yeah, like complexity for sure. Like definitely up there, like 100%. So yeah, super crazy stuff from Given, man. Absolutely insane. So let's move on. Whew, my lord. That's like a double voice, but no, that's like a triple. What? Oh my lord. Maybe it's a double voice, but it's so fast that like the pitching makes it sound like it's actually like a triple or quadruple voice. Man, dude, this guy's fucking insane. I need to hear this guy on a good like microphone with a good mix. That would add a lot to his overall like kind of sound. But dude, like the complexity of the combinations of this one, absolutely fucking insane. This guy is incredible. I love his wildcards for GBB as well. Like that's when I first discovered this guy. He also has like a very very stylized kind of like the way he makes his videos. He's always wearing the glasses with the hat, right? So yeah, this guy's insane. It's going to be a matter of time before we see him in some big competition. I guess this is going to be the one for the online, right? Be really interesting to see how he kind of performs in a battle. I wonder if he's going to actually use like a proper like microphone. I don't know what he's using, but obviously like very raw. It sounds very raw in nature, which is fine for what it is. But I'd love to see him on like an actual proper like sound system, you know what I mean? It'd be absolutely fucking insane to hear like all the little details more clearly. This guy's very complex. You can kind of tell like the way he structures his sounds. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of layers, for sure. Very complete beatboxer. So yeah, that's crazy, man. That's fucking insane. That's definitely one of my favorites as well. Number 3, well deserving for sure. So yeah, nothing really much else to say about him. Fucking insane. Let's move on.
Don't.
So I've seen this one.
Don't. Hello, this is how everybody rolls. Side to the side, this is how your movie body like. Movie body like.
So cool.
Everybody like.
Fucking insane, bro. So good. Man, I wish we got to see Max more last year. He dropped out of like a couple competitions he's supposed to be in. I think he's supposed to be in this GBB, right? Something. It was either that or Hotten. One or the other. But anyway. Fucking insane. Like, absolute killer. I've seen this one already, so not my first reaction. Or it is my first reaction, just not the first time I heard it, admittedly. So, his combinations, fucking insane. Like, I remember watching for the first time GBB 2021 Wildcard. Same kind of style, just improved on everything he does great already, right? So, God, nasty, nasty combinations. His bases, man. Fuck sakes. His like, that combination of the bass line into the lip rolls, bro. Like, come on, bro. I don't even know what variation of bass it is. Some sort of inward bass. Just like the texture of it, though. Almost like a growl, like a guttural growl. Almost into the lip roll. Fucking nasty. Absolute crazy. So, yeah. Definitely top 2. That might be the number 1. I don't know who's number 1 here. For me, that's definitely the best so far. For sure. So, yeah. Killer stuff from Max. Let's see who actually got first.
Borderline.
Oh. Okay. I actually haven't seen this one yet. But, dude, this guy's getting a lot of praise recently. Yeah, let's just watch it.
3 minutes scream, I'm shuffling down. I need you to come to the borderline. 3 minutes, I'm shuffling down. Pulling down.
Snare.
Borderlines. Borderlines. Oh damn, oh damn, oh damn, oh damn, draw down, draw down. Borderlines. Borderlines.
My God, bro. All right. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's a sick one to end off on. Number 1. That's close, man. Yeah, that's close. I'd have to listen to them again. He's definitely top 3 for sure. Yeah, that's super close. I'm thinking like it's either him or Max for number 1 for me. Yeah, just simply like for him, like the combinations, like the overall cleanliness of the sounds were very prominent. Everything had a purpose for him, like the structure wise, like timing perfect, man. Dude, it's like almost like a menacing, like sinister vibe to it as well, and like the utilization of like of like the spacing of the sounds too. Like sometimes when people like, even like for example, like when we're watching like these wildcards from 16-1, some people, you know, foot on the gas, like pedal to the metal, like full on nonstop structural like sound. Every nanosecond of space is occupied, right? This guy utilizes the space of time very effectively. Not saying like he takes long breaks like some people do, but those little spaces of time that's empty is actually like really complements the overall kind of sound, like the sound design that he's going for, I thought. And perfect, man. Like the whole vibe of that track was phenomenal. The spit snare combinations, like weaving it in and out, fucking incredible. Yeah, I can see that, why that's number 1 for sure. I think like sound design wise is very superior. I think Max is similar on that level as well. Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied, honestly. Like, I think I'd switch some around. Like, I have to listen to them all again, which I'm probably not going to do because it takes a lot of time. I'm not really a judge, so I don't really have to. But, yeah, I think overall, they did a really solid job at the top 16, for sure. So, yeah, that's a super sick top 16 there. I know there's more that auto-qualified because even though these guys got in through the wildcard competition, they're still in the elimination phase. I think that happens, like, next week, so... I think there might be like 25 people in total. So yeah, that's absolutely amazing. So yeah, not really much else for me to say. So if you guys enjoyed this video, go leave a like on the original video. Links in the description. Go check out Beatbox Community as well. Links in the description to their channel. Go leave them a sub. You want to support me though, you can leave a like on this video. You can sub to my channel. Check out my Discord channel as well. Links in the description to that. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next Beatbox reaction video.